So, so this gonna be a kind of long video, but it's gonna be a good video. So, my cousin had got me to watch this show on YouTube or whatever. I don't know. It's like a podcast called My Dead Future Wifey or something like that. So, all right, so it was a good episode on there, right? So I'm not talking about the podcast. I'm just saying, like, it just made me realize some things that I never, like, really realized or whatever. So the podcast was about a Christian couple that felt like divorce was the only option or whatever. So the guy, he was married to his wife for 12 years, and he told his wife he never really loved her. So make a long story short, he never really loved the wife for the whole 12 years. He didn't want her, but he needed her. He needed her to, like, build him up and make him into a man, because at the time, like, he ain't have nothing or whatever, and I think she was, like, in a better financial situation than him, and she was in a better spiritual state than him. Everything that she was in was better than what he had. So really, he needed her. He didn't want her. So it just made me realize that throughout my life, I just felt like the guys that I dealt with, like, I have never, and one thing I don't do, I don't lie. So I have never been left. No guy have ever left me. Like, and it just always, like, baffled me, like, why, like, the guys that I dealt with, no matter what I did, they always gonna come back. So you can't leave, right? So my my daughter father, we was together like maybe like a couple weeks ago, and we was going to get something to eat. So when we was in a car coming back from getting something to eat, he was like, he just out the blue was just like, he was like, that I wanted to leave you so bad, but I couldn't leave you because I was addicted to your coochie. So I just looked at him. I'm like, that's interesting. Like, I know that he could never leave me because he was like, I just feel like when I come back and sleep with you, I feel like my DICK is at home. So I just looked at him like, what? So I was just like, what? But I always knew that he really couldn't leave me alone because, like, I had did so much to him, and no matter what I did, he would always still try to come back. Like, I didn't told him his daughter wasn't his. Told him another man with the baby. He still, baby father, he still came back. The last time we had sex, I gave him chlamydia. He still came back. Like, he still wanted to come back even after that. Like, no matter what I do, he just can't leave me alone. Like, yeah. So, even not just him, like, I had this, so, like, it was things that he did to me to let up to all this happening. Like, me saying the baby wasn't his or whatever like that, and trying to deal with another man or whatever, trying to move on to another man. But even after I told him that my daughter wasn't his, like, I remember him still calling me, like, when she was a baby, like, is she mine? Is she mine? Whatever. And I remember me telling him, like, it don't matter if she yours, because, like, the other dude don't want to get a DNA test. He the father. He don't want to get a DNA test. He going to take care of her. And he's just like, so what about me? And I'm like, what about you? Like, it was just like, and I could feel, like, I knew that hurted him, but even still, after I hurt him, he still always tried to come back. Gave him, like, last time we slept with each other, I had gave him chlamydia. Yes, I did. And because I had got it from my son father, And, well, I didn't get him chlamydia. The reason how I knew I gave it to him is because when he went to the doctor told him he didn't have chlamydia. He had NGU, which is the first stage of, it's NGU before it turns to chlamydia. So his doctor was telling him, like, you don't have chlamydia, you have NGU, which is the first stage. So if she got chlamydia, she gave it to you. He believed his doctor. He was, look at this. Fuck. I gotta get something. It's a net here, and I don't like no nets. So I don't know how this net, I guess when I took the trash out, the fucking net came in. So, so the doctor telling him, like, she gave it to you because she had chlamydia and you don't. You got NGU. He fussing at the doctor. He calling all his people. He called the people he was sleeping with unprotected, cussing them out. You gave me this, you gave me that, da da da. So when he told me what the doctor said, I came clean. I was like, damn, I gave it to you because I knew I had slept with my son's father. And me and him was using condoms, but the condom had came off. So I was like, damn, I think I might have gave it to you because the doctor telling you don't got chlamydia. So he got upset or whatever. And because he reacted because he got upset, I said I was never giving him no coochie no more. Like, don't get upset with me because I wasn't upset with you. Like, I told you gave him chlamydia, but I wasn't cussing or nothing like that. Like, don't get upset with me. So I was like, oh, I'm never giving him no coochie no more because I ain't like his reaction. And plus, I had, during that same time, I had told his baby mother, like, what he told me about, he told me he slept with her mother. And I went back and told her, like, did he told me that? And then he did it. Because, like, he don't lie on his dick. Like, if he say he fucked your mother, bitch, he fucked your mother. So, yeah, I did that too. So, because at the end of the day, I'm a woman first. So I was like, no, when she called my phone, I was like, oh, no, don't call me telling me you love him and bitch, he done fucked your mother and you dumb and da-da-da-da-da. That's how it happened. It wasn't like I just went to her. She called me, talking about she love him, and I was just like, bitch, no. I don't want to hear that shit because you dumb. Like, he fucked your mother. Like, you shouldn't want him no more. Like, he don't love you. Don't no man love you going to sleep with your mother. So, make a long story short, even like when I moved on and I went to another guy, the other guy that I was dealing with, like, he could not leave me alone either. Like, we dealt with each other. I'm just going to go to the end of our relationship. We had like a rocky relationship. Boom, we always was beefing, blah, blah, blah. So, when we got the DNA test for my daughter, me and him was engaged. We got the DNA test for my daughter. It came back, it wasn't his. I'm expecting him to be like, we not getting married. I don't want you, blah, 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 because, the baby wasn't his. Boom. I wanting him to be mad at me and shit. So I'm like, yes, like, the baby not yours, so I'm guessing he gonna call off the engagement or whatever. He is like, I'm like, okay, the baby not yours. So he like, I still want to get married. I'm like, what? You still want to get married? So I'm like, okay, maybe because he played a part in that too, because he got me with the okie doke too, because he's supposed to have on the condom and he didn't have on the condom, lied to say he had on condom. So that's how I ended up, being confused about who her father is, because he lied to say he had a condom on, and when we fucked, he didn't have a condom on. Boom. So I'm like, all right, maybe he not upset because he played a real big part in the fact that she's not his. So, boom, right after that, I'm like, all right, he gonna forget that because of that or whatever. So I'm like, all right, boom, right after that, me and his mother get the fighting. So I'm telling him what happened, right? I'm like, yo, your mother swung on me and I banged her, like, knocked her in a gutter. I'm telling him, like, what happened, right? So I'm telling him, like, what happened. I just know he gonna be like, bitch, you hit my mother, like, you hit my mother and knocked her on the ground and blah, blah, blah. We done or whatever. I'm telling him what happened. After I finished telling him the story or whatever, how I beat up his mother, he looks me in my eyes and says, I still want to get married. I had the color. I was like, no, we not. He was like, what? Why not? I was like, we not getting married. Like, this relationship is not going to work out. And he's like, why not? I love you, blah, blah, blah. So even after all that, I had to leave him. Like, I don't know if people really noticed the real story. Like, all that shit happened, and I still had to break up with him. Like, nobody ever leaves me. And I just, the fact that I'm telling you that I put my hands on your mother, and you show no type of emotion, like, you just was like cold with it. You just was like, I still want to get married. I was just like, no, we're not getting married. Like, the relationship is like over with. It's done. Like, the baby not yours. I beat up your mother. Like, I had to break it down to him. Like, I don't want to be in this relationship. We're not going to be in this relationship. So I just think it's just, and I just seen him, like, I seen him not too long ago, and he just was like, I miss you so much. I still love you. And I just was like, I just was like, like, nobody. And then I'm thinking, like, okay, the shit, it can't be, okay, if it's the coochie, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was talking to this guy. I never gave him no coochie. Boom, this is the last guy I was just talking to. The one I had took out to eat or whatever. So me and him on the phone texted each other or whatever. So he did say something. He said something inappropriate. He keep asking me for coochie. Never gave him no coochie. But so I'm asking him, like, why you keep asking me for coochie? Because, like, you're not going to get no coochie if you asking me for coochie. I have to want to give you coochie on my own. Like, if you ask me for coochie, you're not going to get it. So he get mad or whatever. So he called me a name. He called me a whore. So I get mad. I'm like, I call him all types of fat, sloppy bitches. Like, you fat, sloppy bitch. I don't want you. You fat, sloppy bitch. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm thinking he like, so I'm thinking, okay, he not going to hit me no more because I just expressed how I feel. I really said how I feel about him. Like, you fat, you make my stomach turn. You fat, you sloppy, blah, blah, blah. He texted me. I'm like, okay, we not gonna talk more. Mind you, never gave him none. He texted me like 4 or 5 hours later. I'm like, don't text my phone. You texted my phone. You can't even walk away, and I ain't even give you none. Like, what is it? Like, I don't want no man. Not saying he need me, because I can't understand how you need me. I don't want no man that needs me. Like, if you're saying you're addicted to my coochie, you need me. Like, I want a man to want me, not need me. If you need me, if you can't work away from somebody, that's addiction, and you really need that. Like, I want somebody who want me, not need me. Like, no, that was just the moral of the story. Like, I want a man to want me, not need me. If you need me, it's not gonna work. If you don't have the willpower to walk away, if you're going to keep coming back, if you're not strong enough to walk away from something that's not really bad for you, because I feel like with all the shit that happened, like all the shit that I did to my baby mom, but that was karma. None of that was on purpose. It just was that God just played it out that way because he did so much shit, and when you fuck with God's child, it comes back on you. He always gonna get his click back when you fucking with God's child. So all that shit was not on purpose. None of that was on purpose. It just played out that way. And this is like, walk away. Like, if you don't have the willpower to walk away and you just keep coming back to something that is not good for you, then no, you're not strong enough. You're not strong enough for me. Like, all that shit, and you still want some coochie. You coming back, you want some coochie. Like, didn't I give you chlamydia and told you I didn't apologize for it, and I basically told you, so he was like, you gave me chlamydia. I was like, so what? What you want me to say? I'm not apologizing. I told you to put a condom on. You ain't put a condom on. So you gave yourself chlamydia, not me. So, I don't know. It's just like, walk away. If you're not strong enough, you're not for me. I need a strong man that has willpower to walk away from something that you feel like that you need, but you don't really need it. You don't need nothing but God. That's it.